Good afternoon. Welcome to our live stream. We are talking about the movie Gremlins. Now, if you have not seen this movie, no worries. I have a little summary prepared for you that we read yesterday in our live stream to give you an idea about what this movie is about. So let me go ahead and read this. I see we already have several people that have joined us now. But I will read this just in case you have not seen the movie. I am Jen from English with Jen, as you see floating down here in the comments. And I teach conversation English. I offer you lessons so that you can improve your vocabulary, idioms, phrasal verbs, how you think about things, being able to gain confidence. Hello, Serena, my dear. So hi there, ciao a tutti. Hi, Yelena, sweetie. Hello, everyone. Hello, Michaela. Nice to have you all here. Welcome. Let's do a quick little poll here and see how many of you have seen the movie Gremlins, just so I can kind of get a feeling. Hey, Yuki, darling, I hope you're feeling better. This makes my face like, ah. Anyway, so who has seen the film? I actually saw the movie back in the day when it was in the movie theaters. I need to look and see. I want to say it came out in 1986. Hello, Wizard PJ1. I feel like I should know your real name and I don't. Is that Abu Fatzal? Hello, Lorena, sweetie. Welcome everybody who is able to join. We are talking about the movie Gremlins, and I'm going to find out when it came out. Gremlins came out when? I'm saying 1986. You have it. Okay, no stress. I'm watching while I sing my cookies. Oh, Yuki, I can't wait to see your stories and your reels, how your cookies look. I'm sure they're going to be beautiful. So oops, sorry, this is now recording me, and we do not want that. So Yuki's never seen the movie. Michaela's never seen it. I saw it when I was a little girl. I was at camp with a music school, and it scared me so much, right? It was so scary. It's so scary. It's actually, Lorena as well, never seen it. Okay, perfect. Then I'm really happy that we are going to start our lesson today with, let me hide this and let me pull this back up and try to make myself bigger again. No, that's way too big. Okay, I should never punch buttons. I watched it, but it was a long time ago. Okay, no stress. Then we have a nice little summary of the movie. For those of you who have seen it, you can, it will refresh your memory. And for those of you who haven't seen it, hello, Alessio, then it will be a good reminder. Hi, Gracie, darling. Hello. So it seems like we have the majority of the people that show up these days to our lessons. So I will read the story because it seems like the majority of you have not seen this movie. So let's go. Here is it. And if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask them. And so let's do this. So Gremlins is a funny and scary movie about a young man named Billy who gets a strange creature called a mogwai for Christmas. The mogwai who he names Gizmo, actually his dad named him Gizmo, is cute and friendly. But there are three important rules when you have a mogwai. So the first rule is that you should keep it away from bright light because bright light kills it. Number two, don't get it wet because it makes it multiply. So you have one mogwai and then suddenly you have like 20. Then, and also never feed it after midnight. When Billy accidentally breaks the rules, new mogwai appear that are naughty and actually dangerous. These creatures turn into gremlins, wild monsters that cause trouble all over town. Billy, Gizmo, and his friend Kate must stop the gremlins before everything is destroyed. So I can read this again, absolutely no problem. We didn't learn vocabulary in advance, but maybe just so I can kind of get a feel for what you understood, maybe you can tell me some things that you understood in the story. And since a lot of you have never seen this film, I will show you a picture. I hope I didn't delete it. I think I did. Dang it. I think I might have deleted it. Okay, whatever, but I will find it. Maybe I have probably not deleted my deleted file. So let's see, view, it needs my face to view the album. Let's see. So this is Gizmo. He's super cute. I only know the character Gizmo, right? This is this cute little guy here. So cute, sweet, little, very adorable little sounds and faces and stuff. But if he gets wet, if he eats after midnight, gets wet, multiplies, all of that kind of stuff. I think it's more like he gets wet after he eats after midnight. He turns into this ugly, disgusting, mean, naughty creature. Okay. So I saw it a long time ago. Okay. So anybody else, what can you tell me about what you understood from the story? Of course, this lesson, you know how I am. If you've not seen the movie, it's not a big deal. It's all relatable. So hang in there. But I would read the story again, just so that we're really on the same page. Maybe you have some stuff that you would like to tell me that you remember or didn't understand from the summary of what okay, so you understood. Okay, good. Maybe that refreshed your memory from your camp that you went to. With this little monster, there are 3 rules to follow. No bright light, no, not to get wet, otherwise they multiply, and no food after midnight. Exactly. Or they turn into these ugly, disgusting, mean green creatures. Super Lorena? Exactly. Okay, then maybe we don't need to read the story. I know, horrible, horrible. All right, so we won't read the story unless you say. Maybe we get a little, do we want to read the story again? Yes or no? Read yes, no, let's move on. We can take a quick little poll here and see how everyone is feeling, if they would like to hear the story again or not. Maybe you can tell me. I'm going to have a sip. Yes again. Okay. 1 vote for again. Yes, yes. Okay. Of my drink. All right. When we're in Spain, I love drinking. This is not an ad, obviously, because nobody wants me to do ads for them. But I love this Casa Limon. If anybody in Spain knows this, I love it. I understood the story. Okay, well, Yelena will read it again. We'll go through it a little bit faster this time with less explanation, just so everybody is 100% on track. Pretty destructive, absolutely. All right, so Gremlins is a funny and scary movie about a young man named Billy who gets a strange creature called a mogwai for Christmas. The mogwai, who he names Gizmo, is cute and friendly. But there are 3 important rules. 1, keep it away from bright light. 2, don't get it wet. And 3, never feed it after midnight. When Billy accidentally breaks the rules, new mogwai appear that are naughty and dangerous. The creatures turn into gremlins, wild monsters that cause trouble all over town. Billy, Gizmo, and his friend Kate must stop the gremlins before they destroy everything. Yesterday, is it? Yes, exactly. So this is the second part of the lesson, exactly, Mohammed. And I read this yesterday as well. Exactly. Basically, you have to do what you have to do is keep rules, otherwise Gizmo multiply and get annoying. Yuki. Exactly, exactly, exactly. It's exactly what you have to do. Okay, let's move over to our poll question. Let me pop over here to the side of the screen. And hi, Mohammed. I didn't say hello to you. Excuse me. And let's see. Here's our first poll question for the day. So these gizmo creatures are clearly fantasy creatures. I don't understand the name of the creature before it becomes a gremlin. Okay, before it's called a mogwai. Mogwai. So mog like dog and y like y. Mogwai. And then Gizmo was the name of that cute little mogwai. Exactly. Okay, so here we go. We have which fantasy pet would you choose? Because Mogwai are clearly fantasy pets. They don't exist in real life. And so would it be a fire-breathing lizard? That would be cute. Dangerous but loyal. I guess if you're a smoker, that could be handy. Have a little lighter always on hand. B, invisible cat. Fun to play with, hard to find. Sure, no problem, Michaela. C, flying puppy. Cute but hard to control. D, a mini dragon, tiny, magical, and unpredictable. So your parent comes home for whatever reason and brings you a fantasy type of pet here. Which one would you choose? They all sound kind of crazy. I think I wouldn't want a mogwai either. It sounds like more work than necessary. But we will talk more about that point later. Which one of these crazy creatures do you think that you would want to have? Fire-breathing lizard, invisible cat, flying puppy. I think a flying puppy could be so cute. And a mini dragonfly dragon. Okay, dragonfly dragon. So B, less dangerous and annoying. Okay, all right. D, so mini dragonfly dragon, little tiny dragon. So Gillen is going with C, flying puppy. Lorena's got B, invisible cat. I love dragons. Okay, then you got yourself a dragon. Yuki's going with a flying puppy. I just think that would be so precious to see that. Yeah, anyway. All right, just as like a fun kind of little thing. So moving on, because we're talking about giving gifts. This is a Christmas movie, but not really. It's kind of set at Christmas time, so a time when people give gifts. And so here is something that I would like to read to you. Oh, so Leslie, you're going with a fire-breathing lizard. All right. Good to take with you when you go camping, I think. You know, you need to light a fire. You always have fire. All right, so here we go. Billy receives Gizmo as a gift, but he must follow strict rules. When he doesn't, dangerous things happen. This film shows that small mistakes can lead to big consequences, especially when you are responsible for other living creatures, for another living creature, that is, another living creature. And so this is kind of, we're talking about responsibility now, because yeah, I think it's really, we'll talk more about this later, but his father giving him this teenager, this pet that is a complicated pet, is not really, I don't know, I have problems with it. I need to get over it, but I am not. I talked about it at dinner with Peter last night. I have issues with his father. All right, so number one, let's take a look here. We have, what responsibilities do people often underestimate in life? So his dad totally underestimated the responsibility that Billy would be faced with having this unusual creature. So what kind of responsibilities do many people underestimate in real life? Like, what would you say are things that people underestimate? If you have any examples. Having children, exactly. No one can prepare you. No one. Exactly. I think that's the biggest one that I can think of. But there are lots, I am sure. Responsibilities that people often underestimate in real life. I think also I have so much respect for people who take care of their elderly parents. I think all of us feel like that we would want to be there for our elderly parents, and that we want to have that responsibility, but doing that day every single day. I think that that's a responsibility that people often underestimate. Yuki says getting married, good one, right? You often underestimate getting married. Maybe moving to a foreign country, that can also be something that one underestimates, where you think, oh, it's just going to be wonderful. I'm moving to this great new place. And then you get there and you're like, oh, It's different than when I was here on vacation. So Yelena agrees with Yuki. If anybody has anything else that they can think of, maybe you would like to share it. I have pets. So having pets are a huge responsibility, and many people are not accountable for it yet. Yeah, absolutely. Having pets is definitely one that you think it's all going to be fun and enjoyable, but maybe, I don't know. Do you want to get up and walk at 6 o'clock in the morning in the rain? Not really. So starting your own business, startup. Yep, starting your own business. And in this case, Yelena, a startup could be like a new business, and so you start your own business when your parents get older. Yeah, I think so. I think that that's something that people often underestimate. Definitely. Okay, number two, have you ever taken care of something and realized it was harder than you expected? Do you have firsthand experience? Alessio, you said something about pets. That's for me. I know I love dogs. I love being around dogs. I love having them around me, but I know I am not really responsible when it comes to taking them on walks every day. I don't want to deal with that. So I will never have a dog again, most likely, because yeah, I'm not responsible. It's just more than I want to take care of. Pet bills and all of those kinds of things. Having a pet is very expensive, especially a dog or a pet in general. I tried to convince my kids that they should go to veterinary school so that they could earn a lot of money, because you earn a lot of money as a vet, at least in Germany you do, and I think in the States as well. But yeah, so I have firsthand experience with pets. No, no, thank you. Having a huge garden is a hassle, is in a hostile place. Right, right. If you live in like sort of an area that's tropical and things just grow and grow and you have to maintain that all the time. Yes, definitely. So having a garden, having pets, these can be things in real life that are more difficult than you think that they're going to be, I think. Okay, if anybody is still typing and writing what they have to say, you're more than welcome to continue doing so. Taking care of my old parents-in-law, right? It's an honor, but it is a lot of work. It's wonderful having a beautiful garden, but it's a lot of work. Having employees can also be something that you underestimate. I'm great with people. Well, people that work with you, I don't know. Sometimes it can get difficult. So yeah, I had a dog. I love dogs, but now I wouldn't get any pets. Same here. Same here. Live and learn. Definitely. Unfortunately. So every dog that I see on the street, I just fall in love with. But it's a hi-bye love affair and then moving on. Yeah, I don't want to have that responsibility. All right, so let's see. Having people in change, like when people are changing, having a partner in your business, ooh, yeah, that could be very tough as well. Yes, yeah, exactly. So lots of things that we kind of underestimate. Let's take a look at sticking with responsibility. I think these words are going to be pretty easy for all of you, so we'll go through them kind of quickly. And I think I can stay where I am. I'll just, yeah, do that. Having a goldfish, I thought it was easy, right? You have to change the water, make sure they're fed. When you go on vacation, what are you going to do with them? She wrote and charge. In charge. Okay. Charge. All right. Then I didn't read it correctly. Thank you, Alessia, for the correction. People in charge. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. My bad eyes. I apologize. All right, so we have some vocabulary words here that are related to responsibility. We'll go over them kind of quickly. 1, obligation. 2, accountability. 3, dependable. 4, caregiver. Here are our definitions right here. A, accepting the result of your actions. B, someone who takes care of another living being. C, reliable, able to be trusted. And D, something you must do, something you absolutely must do. So number 1, obligation. What can you tell me? And while you're answering this, I will let all 17 of you know. So a couple of months ago, as some of you know, I got monetized on YouTube, and I finally figured out how to get that started. So in 1 week, I have earned 72 cents. So every time you're here and you're watching, you come back and watch. When you comment, when you hype my stuff, when you like things, it really, really helps me. When you participate in my content over here, I am so, so grateful because now I'm actually being paid. So 10 cents a day so far. So this is really, really more, really minimum wage. But anyway, after 3 years of not earning 1 cent, I'm excited to earn 10 cents a day. So thank you to everyone who comes back, who watches our content again and participates, hypes things, likes things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, me too. I love dogs, but I have to admit that they are challenging. I prefer to babysit, I think, to babe the dogs, to be the dog sitter. Exactly, right? Of my sister's dog when she goes on vacation. Exactly, Lorena, right? It's wonderful to be able to dog sit and then move on. Bye-bye. All right, Serena, Gracie, and Yuki are all saying that number one, obligation is D, something you must do, and exactly correct, right? You have an obligation. You have an obligation to pay taxes. You don't really have a way around that. A lot of laws that we have in place are obligations that we must do. What about number two, accountability? What can you tell me works best for number two, accountability? What can you say? Natalia, hello, dear. I'm not sure if I've said hello to you yet. C, okay. Natalia's going with C. I didn't understand what you said about 10 cents. I was reading this like, no worries. So I'm now monetized on YouTube. So thanks to all of you who show up here every week. I have over 1,000 subscribers. I have over 4,000 watch hours. And I sat down and ChatGPT helped me go through the system on YouTube to be monetized. So now every time any of you comes here and watches videos, participates, I start to earn money. So it's not a lot because we're a small community, but I will take what I can get. So I earned right now, I started last Thursday and as of today, I have earned 72 cents. So that's what I meant. So basically about 10 cents a day is what I have earned so far, but I am grateful. So, all right, Yelena sings C for two. We have a little bit going on through here. So 2A, Kaluna's going with A, Alessia's going with A, Yuki's going with A. Thank you. Thank you, Lorena. I am very happy too. I'm so happy. So when y'all come back and watch things, it helps you. It helps me. It's definitely win-win. So guys, we have to add comments. Please do. I will add a homework assignment this week because I think that's more fun than just like, hey, give you something where you can do something. All right, so for everybody who said that 2 is A, accountability is A, you are absolutely correct. Accountability, accepting the results of your actions, right? So accountability. Number 3, dependable. What have we got for number 3? Dependable. What can you tell me? Number 3, dependable. So Kaluna's going with C. So far 1 was D, 2 was A. So C is definitely a logical answer. Yuki's going with C. Let's see. We have more C's. Gracie's going with C. Alessia's going with C. Exactly. Okay, so 3, dependable is C. Reliable, able to be trusted. I really question whether it was smart of the father to give a teenager a pet that required so much work. How dependable is a teenager? I don't know. Surely there are dependable teenagers, but there are many that are not. Lorena, thank you for keeping us on track. Number 4, B, last but not least, caregiver is B, someone who takes care of another living being. So we said earlier, being a caregiver for our elderly parents can sometimes feel more like an obligation. Yeah. But so I don't know, I was trying to roll with that, but it just kind of died. Anyway. All right, let's move on to our first banner question of the day, and I will pop back over here and let's see. This is kind of a long one. Let me make sure that I have the right one. Yes. Okay. So here's kind of long. I'll read it to you as our banner question. And if the neighbors had worked together, they might have stopped the gremlins sooner. Have you ever worked together in your neighbor with your neighbors to solve a problem? Has there ever been a situation in your community, in your neighborhood, in your city, where people worked together to solve a problem? Because like the one thing that kills the gremlins is light. So if they had tried to get like big floodlights or so, they probably could have killed the gremlins faster, but they didn't work together in the movie. Otherwise, they would have been able to control the gremlins pretty easily. So what about in your community? Have you ever had this experience? I'm trying to think of something that I have had in my community, and unfortunately, I am kind of drawing a blank. I don't really know of anything, but maybe there was a storm. Maybe there was a situation, maybe during COVID, there was a situation. There can be lots of different things where as a community, we work together to make things smoother, less difficult, to maybe even find a solution to something. Maybe someone lost their home in a fire, and that was a way that the community came together. Yeah, I'm just trying to see it. I know this is kind of like a long question. It's not like a yes or a no, but I think it's a nice thing to be able to share if you have a story to share. And if not, no worries. We will continue on. So, yes. And I unfortunately do not have a story that I can think of specifically. Yeah. Yes, because my village is really in the countryside. We can't live without cooperation, right? So I guess, Yuki, in your situation, every season there's something going on where people help each other. Okay. If you are writing, go ahead, continue writing. I absolutely want to hear your stories, but I'm not sure if you are or not. Okay, Kaluna. So our place used to do community service where we help each other in cleaning our environment. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so that's good. These are nice things that we can do in order to work together. Yes, once cut the grass of the condominium's garden when the gardener was off. Okay, that's nice, Alessio. We worked together with my neighbors to put cameras in our neighbors to protect from robberies. Okay, Gracie. So everyone joined together, put cameras up, and then everyone feels more protected. Good. Thank you for sharing your stories. And we will move on to, oh, nope, Yelena has something else to share. Cool, guys. During COVID, my husband and I supplied food to elderly people in our neighborhood. Oh, that's so sweet. We are called Neighbors Alert. So you have like a community neighborhood watch team. Okay. All right. All right. So let's move on then to our next point. And so we've talked a lot about the rules, right? And this I thought was kind of interesting. So like we had the rules with the Mogwai: no water, no food, no light. And we learned throughout the movie that there is actually a reason for these rules. So every major problem in the story begins when a rule is broken. Getting the Mogwai wet. Some, like for example, getting the Mogwai wet. Some rules we have today may not seem to make sense, but when they were created, they did. So I have a couple of fun rules. Some are sort of etiquette, some are rules, more etiquette, I would say, that don't really feel logical today. And it's funny because this was presented to me as a reel just the other day, and I thought it was kind of funny. And it just sort of fit perfectly with our story today. Okay, so why is this a rule? Do not put your elbows on the table. Why do you think that this is kind of, I don't know, and maybe in your country it's perfectly fine to eat with your elbows on the table. In many Western countries, then you putting your elbows on the table while you eat is not very attractive. So why do you think that this rule came about? There's a real reason why this rule exists. It's not just sort of because it's visually says something. What do you think? Why does this rule exist? What does it mean? Don't put your elbows on the table. Where did this come from and why? More why. I don't know where it came from. What can you tell me? So elbows on the table. Doop. Why is that? There's actually a real reason for why in the past people did not want this to happen. And if you don't know, you can tell me you don't know, and then I will tell you, no problem. Because I have like 5 rules that we can kind of go through and sort of play with and see. It's rude, but I don't know why. Table manners, okay. It is an etiquette rule. Yes, I don't know what gelatio, but it is important. So, but for me, it is so important. For me too, my daughter is the worst. Since she was like 3, I'm like elbows, 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 and she still does it. My son, he eats like an architect. He eats very sculpturally. So Michaela says, no idea, you may spill the food. Okay, we have been taught that it is bad manners. Exactly. So we've been taught that it's bad manners, but it actually comes from a place that really makes sense. So I'm guessing, let's just say, okay, Michaela, help me out, my dear. I know you're a big history buff, but in the past, let's say Middle Ages, when people started to sit at a table together, they didn't have a proper table. They would have like a big board, a big piece of wood, and then about posture. Good idea. To keep the more respectful atmosphere. Okay, there's really a reason. Not invading other space. Also, these are all totally legit reasons. But here's the thing: is that it used to be in the Middle Ages that they would just put a big board on some legs. So if you put your elbows on the table and added weight, the table could fall over, could fly over, and then everything that was on the table would be on the ground. So it was more of a practical thing. And then somehow it just became sort of an etiquette thing where visually for us, it looks better. But really, it started out for a practical reason, because if you had your elbows on the table and applied a little weight, boom, the table was going to fall. And I thought that was so cool. So yes, exactly. So there's a real reason why that actually is not just it's not a practical thing, not a visual thing. It really is because it's a real practical thing. Don't do it. So just a practical thing. Exactly. All right, I have another one for you. Let's see. Here we go. Why is this a rule? Always remove your hat indoors. So when somebody comes inside, typically a gentleman, then they should remove their hat. Why is that? So we don't have this problem. From now on, we can put the elbows on the table. I think so. My daughter, she instinctively knew this is no longer relevant. To show your respect. Okay, so Natalia says to show your respect. Okay, so take your hat off to show your respect. And in a way, yes, it's going in the right direction. But what else can you tell me? What other ideas do you think? When you come inside, you should take your hat off. And maybe you come from a culture where none of this is important at all. So this is kind of predominantly like Western values, if you will. Always remove your hat indoors. Any other ideas? I'm not sure if people are writing or if you're kind of like, I don't know. If you don't know, if you could write, I don't know, and then I know that that you're not writing something. No pressure. I know a lot of you are watching and while you're working, but I just don't want to continue on or give the answer, and you're in the middle of it. The women can take it, can leave it on. Yes, women can leave it on. Exactly. And there's a reason. That also makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because of the reason. To show your respect, to show respect, women can leave it on. Okay, so here's the deal. Hats, many men wore hats, and they were once really dusty, really dirty. They worked in them, they sweat in them, they did lots of manual labor. So when they came inside the house, they took it off so that they wouldn't bring the dirt inside the house, to show that you're not hiding anything in the house. Ooh, Yuki, that's a good one. um, but it was sort of a thing. So it's so definitely for respect, but to leave the dirt outside or not bring it so much inside the home, to remove that layer of dirt, because things would fall, they would get dirty, they would sweat in it, get dust and stuff. And women could leave it on, I guess, because typically women worked in the home. Yeah, exactly. Another practical thing. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, I've got one more for you, and then we'll take a break and come back to some of these later on. Here's the next one. Like shoes. Yes, exactly. But Lorena, in Italy, do you remove your shoes when you come inside? In the States, most people don't. You leave your shoes on in the States. That's not a common rule. It wasn't until I moved to Germany that I started taking my shoes off. We can leave on a hat if it isn't dirty. Yes. Okay. So let's see. Oh, sorry. I got rid of our banner here. Excuse me. We need number 4. Okay. So why is this a rule? Don't whistle in the kitchen. So why should you not whistle in the kitchen? What is it? Why is that? Today, all of these practical things are filled. Yeah, exactly. So these things that were once practical solutions to different situations are just part of our etiquette today. We just do them because people have been doing them, but they're not really rooted in anything practical anymore. But generally, people wear shoes indoors. In Lorena. Okay, in Italy. It's a rule in your house. Okay, okay. Thank you. Are called etiquette. Exactly. So yeah. Oh, what did I do with my banner? I don't know. Maybe this is accidentally on a timer. Why is this a rule? Let me take a look and see. I have a new function here where I can have things off on a timer. Okay, I'm not touching anything. Why is this a rule? Always remove your, oh wait, no, sorry, we had that one, kitchen. Here we go. Now I know why. It's got a timer. I don't want it to, stop the timer. Let me edit it. Nope. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to keep clicking on this, or you see it this one time. Let's see. I don't know what I've done. Let me see. Pull over here. No timer. We did timer off. Okay. So that was the one that I did that save. And here we go. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. So why is this a rule? Don't whistle in the kitchen. Why? So whistling in a home, you'll have no money. Ooh, is that what you say? Men should ask something hat to show respect, to take off hat, to show respect, but ladies don't have to. Right. Yes, that's typical. Somehow it becomes part of the fashion statement for women, but for men, it's more to show respect by not bringing in the dirt from a long time ago. So, all right. So, Natalia, I guess whistling in a home, you'll have no money. That makes sense that my grandparents did not have a lot of money. My grandfather was an amazing whistler, and every time he was happy, he would whistle. So, there you go. Yeah. So, do not whistle in the kitchen. What does this come from? Again, this is totally practical. No idea, Lorena says. Any other ideas or lack of ideas? Because they have to focus on their duty. Yes, exactly. So in many cultures, whistling is believed to attract bad luck or distract cooks, which could lead to burns or accidents. I don't know that. Money. No whistle in the kitchen. Why? It's a popular belief. Okay, in Moldova. Yeah. So again, this is kind of a practical thing. I guess if you're in a kitchen and you're working on something and someone walks in and says, whistles something, then it could distract you. You could get some grease on you, get burnt, something of that nature. So don't whistle in the kitchen. It's considered bad luck or rule, not good etiquette. So yeah, that was new for me too. So I don't really know. So maybe this is other cultures. Didn't know it. Okay. Let's do this. We have some vocabulary words for breaking rules. We whistle when we want some cool wind. It's a superstition. When you whistle, cool wind will come, and sometimes it shoos away thick clouds. Oh, that's sweet. I like that. In my kitchen, there is a pressure cooker whistling. Yeah. Well, you don't want to mess with those if those go off. Okay. All right. Moving on. Take a look at some vocabulary that we have from for words about breaking rules and things that happen when we break rules. So let's take a look, and here we go. And I need to hop over to here. So, oh, that's really tiny. Maybe not that one. Maybe this one. That looks better. All right. So we have penalty. Number 1 is penalty. Number 2, warning. Number 3, reckless. Number 4, chain reaction. A series of events caused by one action. B, a negative result of breaking a rule. C, advice about possible danger. D, not thinking about risks. So what would you say works best for penalty? And Alicia, this is probably one for you because it makes me think of soccer. So which one works best for number 1 for penalty? So Kalina's going with B. B. Serena, Michaela, okay, we have all of our ladies going with B. All right, so number 1, penalty. B, a negative result of breaking the rule. You get a penalty if something bad happens. All right, number 2, warning. What works best for warning? And warning is the word. Lorena's going with C, and so is Yelena, so Kaluna, Yuki. All right, so 2, C, warning, advice about possible danger. So you get a warning. Somebody tells you, you might not want to do that. You get a warning. Number 3, reckless. What can you tell me about reckless? 1 was B, 2 was C, 3, what can we say works best with number 3, reckless? Lorena's going with D, Yuki D, Kaluna D, Yelena D. All right, so number 3, reckless. D, not thinking about the risks. So in my opinion, that Billy's father was reckless to give a teenager a mogwai. Totally reckless. Even though he had a lot of warnings, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, there were penalties to pay because of that gift. 4A, exactly. Last but not least, chain reaction is a series of events caused by one action. Exactly. So something happens and then something worse happens and more and more and more until you are really in the thick of it and you have lots of issues. Moving on to some phrasal verbs that we can take a look at that are related to breaking the rules. And let me see what we've got here. Let me pull up our slide. Oops. And let's see. And I will move over to here. And let's see. So phrasal verbs related to breaking rules. We have 1, mess up. 2, pay for. 3, end up. 4, get away with. And 5, own up to. Okay, so in our definitions right here, we have A, admit you did something wrong. B, do something wrong without being punished. C, make a mistake. D, finally reach a result or situation. And E, suffer the consequences. So which one works best, would you say, for number 1, for mess up? Which one works best for mess up? If you mess up on something. Number one, mess up. Luna's going with C. We got another C from Lorena. Get a couple more answers in. Serena C. Yelena C. Okay, so one C, mess up. To make a mistake. Sometimes we mess up in life. Sometimes we mess up, we make a mistake, pick ourselves up, say we're sorry, continue on. You mess up on something. Number two, pay for. And like this phrasal verb is often used for when you buy something. I need to pay for these shoes. I need to pay for my ticket to Mexico. But this is another way of using pay for. So I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to throw into the pot today. Lorena, Kaluna, and Serena are all going with E. So number two, E, exactly, to pay for something. E, to suffer the consequences. So if you drink a lot of alcohol at night, the next morning, you're going to pay for it. If you're over the age of 30, you will definitely pay for it. You will suffer the consequences. If you want to use any of these in a sentence, you're more than welcome to do so. Number three, end up. What can you tell me for number three, to end up? So one was C, two is E, three is? Kaluna's going with D. Alessio D, Serena. Oh, you're on. Serena's on two, or you mean three, I think. So everybody's saying D. So to end up, 3D, finally reach a result or a situation. Yeah, I gotcha. All right, what about 4? What can you tell me for 4? Get away with something. You break the rules and you get away with it. What does that mean? 1C, 2E, 3D, 4 is get away with something. And in my, so Kaluna's saying B, Alessio's going with B, Lorena B. Okay, so 4 is B, absolutely, to do something wrong without being punished. Usually, if you get away with it, it's more like you don't get caught. So, and when I was a teenager, I was very naughty. My sister was really naughty. Everything she did bad, she always got caught. I never got caught. So I got away with it. My sister, unfortunately, didn't get away with it. She got a lot of punishment. I rarely did because I got away with it. So anyway, number 5, last but not least, to own up to something. This was something I definitely didn't do as a teenager, and which is A, to admit that you did something wrong. So yeah, my sister would not get away with something she had done wrong, so she would have to own up to it. She would have to admit that she had done something incorrect and wrong, and yeah, and then get punished. All right, so these are some words. Moving on now, I have a nice little poll question. We're running away now from breaking rules and that kind of thing. Exactly 5 was A. And just to keep us in the swing of things here, we have number 6. All right, and I think I'm fine where I am. All right, so a nice little poll question. Yes, a mysterious creature is given to you as a Christmas gift. It comes with strict rules for caring for it. What do? A, follow all the rules carefully. B, break one rule just to see what happens. And C, ignore the rules completely and treat it like a normal pet. So, which one would you say is the most correct for yourself? You receive a mysterious creature for Christmas. It has all kinds of rules. Do you follow it? All the rules, they tell you what you do. A for sure, A for sure. Okay, so A for sure from Serena. Kaluna's going with A, Alessio's going with A. I have to say, I think I would B. I'm thinking more B or C, somewhere between B and C. Things just wouldn't survive with me. I don't know. I refuse accepting that. Yeah, exactly. Right, Yuki? That's the way to do it. Exactly. No, thank you. I don't want that gift. It's a curse. No, thank you. Yeah. Yuki, that's the best answer. Okay. If anybody else wants to answer, you're more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, we are going to slowly move on to another rule like we had earlier about whistling in the kitchen, about, I think I'm going to try to turn this light on. Whistling in the, oop, yeah, that's kind of helping, I guess. I don't know. Whistling in the kitchen, taking our hat off, putting elbows on the table. Here is another one of those styles of rules. Another one of those rules. So let's see. Let me grab our, sorry. I just click on things. It's just what I do. That's what I do. And so why is this a rule? Let's see. Don't sweep the house at night. Why is this a rule? At first, I follow the rules and then I see what I can adjust. Right, Lorena? Yeah, I mean, a little, maybe the rules are not so strict. That's where I'm at. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe people are just being too strict with this pet. Okay, two is C. I'm not sure where you are, Mohammed. I'm sorry, dear. Sorry. So, I lost I think that's on a timer as well. Oh my goodness. Okay. So they have this new option where banners can be timed, which is kind of a cool thing, but not when it's automatic. They should leave it so you have to tick that. So let me fix this. So, all right. So why do not sweep the house at night? Why is this a rule? What do you think? What can you tell me? I'll just keep clicking show. So don't sweep it. Why is this bad? Throwing or sweeping away the good blessings. Ooh, okay. That sounds very, I don't know. That's nice somehow. But why is this a rule? Do not sweep the house at night. What can you tell me? Why is this a rule? What do you think? Any other ideas? Because you don't see very well and can drop litter something valuable. Okay. During the night, it's not so easy to see the dust. Okay, so everybody's on the right track here for sure. Basically, you shouldn't sweep at night because before electricity, sweeping at night meant you could accidentally throw away valuables you couldn't see. So sweeping at night, it's dark, you could throw something away. It's not a good idea. So again, it comes from like a practical reason. It may disturb someone with dust. That's true too. Perhaps that is the same thing. Okay, so this one is kind of fun as well. I'm curious to see, this is our last rule, which I like these rules. I think they're sort of fun to take some of these things that we just commonly believe and to not really question. And let me see, again, this one, hold on. I'm going to try to edit this and turn off the timer so I don't have to keep doing this. All right. Turn off timer, save, and let me add this. So here's our last rule for today. Curious to see what your answers are for this one. So why is this a rule? Don't clink. So when you clink glasses, you're like, you cheers, right? Why? Don't clink glasses with water. And in many cultures, clinking glasses with anything other than alcohol is a no-no. It's bad luck. So why do you think that this is? With a new vacuum cleaner, we can see the dust in the dark. Ooh, that's high tech. All right. So what do you think? Why on earth should you not clink glasses when with water? With other beverages, no problem. With alcoholic beverages, absolutely. Champagne, wine, beer, no problem. But why should you not clink water with glasses with water? Why do you think this is? What do you think? Again, a practical thing. Kind of a disgusting thing, but a practical thing. I thought this was kind of funny because I've heard this sometimes in Germany. People say you don't clink glasses when someone has water and another person has alcohol. It's kind of bad luck. So maybe in your culture you have that same thing. Why do you think this is? It brings bad luck. Yeah. So in your culture, it brings bad luck. But there's a reason. There's a reason. I think not to attract bad luck. Okay. In my country, the one who clinks with water, it has to drink twice. Drink twice the amount of water or twice the amount of the beverage. Okay. What does clink mean? So clink is like when you take the glass and you have this clink sound, right? When you clink glasses together. I think it's easiest to explain that visually. You have glasses, let's say this is whiskey, or somebody said yesterday this look like Rocky from Turkey. So this is Rocky and this is Rocky, and you clink glasses. Because it's transparent, it will spill usually water glass full of something not with alcohol. It usually is half of the glass. Okay. All right. So here's the reason, folks. So back in the day, when people didn't have good hygiene system in place to distinguish handle keeper. I'm not sure, Yuki. I'm not sure what that means. But so in some cultures, clinking glasses was originally done to show goodwill, but you didn't want to splash water because often water had bacteria. So back in the day, like in the Middle Ages, a lot of people did not drink water because it was usually contaminated. It was full of bacteria and all kinds of illnesses, diseases, whatnot. And so people didn't normally drink water during the day. They usually drank beer or wine or something with alcohol that killed the bacteria. So if you clinked a glass with someone who had water, maybe that bacteria could get into your glass. At least that's what I've heard. Handle keeper, driver in okay, a driver in Japan. Okay, gotcha. When you give a toast, is it a clink? The sound is a clink. You clink glasses to distinguish. Yes. So again, a practical reason. Back in the day when water was not purified, when it was difficult to treat and to have it so that everyone could drink it, then you didn't want to do that because you didn't want to get that water into your beverage because you would have bad luck, potentially, at least maybe a stomach ache. So that's why. I'm trying to figure out the lighting situation here. I'm not happy, but there we go. All right, so let's see. Let's talk about Billy's father, because as I mentioned earlier, I really have issues with Billy's father. Like, why would you give that teenager this crazy creature? And so Billy's father is a creative man in this movie. We didn't talk about this for those of you who have not seen the film, but during the movie, Billy's father has thousands of different inventions that he comes up with. And one invention is worse than the other, pretty much. And so he invents an orange juicer. He invents like a smokeless ashtray. He invents all of these things that potentially could be interesting, but somehow they work at first and then they don't. He means well, but his inventions never work, and he's careless sometimes and causes problems for his family. Giving a teenager such a complicated creature. But I digress. So here are some vocabulary words that we'll go through right quickly. These are related to having, good skills, good sort of solid skills within yourself, and not what Billy's father has. This is the opposite of, one works really well for Billy's father. These are all about character. And let me hop over to this other side here. So, okay. So we have the word, so bacterial transmission. Exactly. So you don't want to clink glasses with water. You didn't want that back in the day because it could be bad luck. So number 1, balance. Number 2, instinct. Number 3, virtue. Number 4, negligence. And we have A, careless or failing to take proper responsibility. B, we have a state of equality between opposites. C, natural behavior. And D, good moral qualities. He is a failed inventor. Exactly. So let's see. Let's take a look at number one with balance. Which one of these definitions works best with number one with balance? A, B, C, or D? Which one works best, would you say, with balance? Again, I think these words are going to be words that you probably know. 1B. Everyone's saying B? Balance, B, a state of equality between opposites. You're like, yeah, you have natural, you have balance, you have yin and yang, you work-life balance. So everyone's with me. Number two, instinct. Which one works best with instinct? And I bring these words up. I'm sure that a lot of you know these words, but I think it's good to refresh our vocabulary every once in a while and bring up words that are good vocabulary words for us to be able to use in conversations that we might not use every day. So I've got a whole lot of C's, 2C. So number two, instinct. C, natural behavior. It's your instinct, right? It is the same with parents that allow kids to drive motorcycles or fast cars without a license. For sure. Definitely. So yes, exactly, Natalia. 2 is C. 1B, 2C. What have we got for 3? Virtue. And the way that you pronounce this word, the ending on this word sounds like chew. Hey, Manuel, nice to have you on board. Virtue. So it sort of sounds like ver and then chew. Like chew, virtue. So 3D, exactly. Virtue is D, good moral qualities. And last but not least, thank you, Emmanuel. You're saying that 4 is A, negligence. And so the G, the second G is a J, the first is a G, negligence. Natalia, yes, exactly. 3 is D. 4 is A, absolutely, folks. So negligence, A, careless or failing to take proper responsibility. So Billy's father, I think, is a negligent parent. Let's talk about parents. Let's get really into it. Like we had a conversation. The last time I was on Ibiza, it went into love. It turned into a really cool conversation. I need to find something that I can do more about love because everybody was so into that topic. But today we're going to talk about parents, another topic that can be sort of a hot button topic. So let's see. Number 1, how do you feel about your parents? What did they get right? What did they get wrong? And I, as a parent, have a lot of empathy for parents because you don't really have a lot of training to be a parent. You know, it's harder to get a license than it is to have a baby. And we can all agree, I think, that it's significantly more important to understand how to raise a child than to drive a car. Also important, but still, you know what I mean. So how do you feel about your parents? What did you get right? What did you get wrong? Do you feel that your parents did the best they could? Are there some things that you wished they had done differently? What do you think? So we can answer this in 3 different ways if you like. How do you feel about your parents? Let's give it a percentage, if you will. Did your parents do like the worst job ever, 0%? Or would you say 100% they knocked it out of the ballpark? So you can tell me different percentages here on the parenting skills. How you feel about your parents, put it into a percentage. 0% is like, maybe they should not have had kids. And 100% is like they should have had 100 kids. So what can you tell me? I would say I grew up alone with my dad. And I think that my dad I'm going to give him an 85%. He did really good. He did the best he could. Maybe even 90%. There are many negligent parents and puppy owners. And in this case, Greasy, super mistake. You would say there are many negligent as the adjective, negligent parents. And puppy owners. I prefer don't care about my parents' behavior. They were good people and they did their best. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, Carmen, welcome. I think you're on an earlier question. I think maybe the last one. I don't know. So, what did they get right? What did they get wrong? What do you think are things that you think that could be different? What would you say? Or you can also answer, if you don't want to answer this question, you're more than welcome to answer the second question. Do you think that we rely too much on machines today? Kind of sticking with Billy's father and being an inventor and focused so much on that. And what are your concerns? Mother 90%, my father 30%. Yeah, that happens sometimes, right? Where it's not like it's 50-50 here or 100 and 100. Yes. Okay. But at least you had your mom, dear, right? I mean, yeah, and that happens a lot. I only grew up with my dad, so I can only say anything about that. Sometimes my mother was strict, but my father was the best father ever. And Yelena, do you feel sometimes that when your mom was strict, it was for a good reason, or it was just strict and it didn't really make sense? And today you're like, that's unnecessary, because I didn't have a mom. When my grandmother would come into town, she was very strict with me, and I hated it. I lived Pippi Longstocking's life for all of the year. And then when my grandmother came into town, she would be like, sit up straight, don't put your elbows on the table, do this, do that. And I hated it. But now I'm so grateful that I had that little bit of strictness in my life to tell me what was right and what was wrong. My mom was 60% and my dad is 0%. Oh, Gracie, sweetie, I'm sorry. But no, you're an amazing mom, so you get to turn it around. My parents are 100% too much accountable for upbringing and spending money on me. Okay, so 100% great. Nice that you had both parents being really solid parents. It's tough. It's really hard. I think once you become a parent, especially, you realize how difficult it is to be a parent. And a lot of things that like my adoptive mom did or my dad did, I understand now because I have kids. Things that might have hurt in the past now make more sense. So let's see, 98%, they gave me rules. Maybe they could have pushed more on team sport when I was a child. Okay. My mother was my best friend. My father was a good person. He taught me to work hard to achieve my dreams or to get my dreams. I miss them and my days when I was 8 years old. Wonderful days. Oh, Karina. I love machines. I can't live without it. IT tools. As much as I can rely on machines, my brain loses ability. Yes, 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 yes. I rely on machines way too much as well, for sure. But yes. My mom only was a good food provider, but not effective or communicative. And when you say effective, do you mean more like affectionate or like doing a good job effective? 95% mother, 8% father. Since he's a soldier, he spent less time with us, but love them both. Okay, okay. So it wasn't that you felt that your father wasn't there for you because he didn't want to be, it was because he couldn't be. Big difference, I guess. My dad was always in his business world. Yeah, and that was the day, right? When, men were at work and women at home. So you had a very clear clear roles set. Okay. Not at all, not all the second one. I don't rely on anybody, and much less a machine. The printer is an electronic device which every now and then shuck the sheets. I don't know what that means. I don't know whether you can. Sorry, Manuel, help me out with that. All right, and 85%. Okay, awesome. So let's move on to our last slide for today. Actually, not our second to last slide, or our last slide, second to last point. phrasal verbs for some machines that I think are these are ones that are like so obvious that sometimes people just forget them. So I thought that this would be like, because I was trying to think of what they are in German, and I was like, I don't know. And I should know them. So we're going to do these because I can't do them in German. I'm grateful for people who invented washing machines and air conditioning. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So let's see. We have some phrasal verbs about machines, about inventions, and that kind of thing. We have 1, breakdown, 2, plug in, 3, set up, and 4, figure out. Our definitions are right here. I hope you can read them. A, prepare or install something. B, connect to electricity. C, stop working. Also can mean to lose control. D, discover how something works. I love all types of machines which can help us with housekeeping. 100%. Effective in the household chores, got it, but not affectionate or communicative. Got it, Gracie. Okay, thank you. You hate machines? I am so grateful for machines. I am so lazy. Are you kidding? All right. So yes, what can you tell me? Everybody is saying that 1 is C. I think Yelena, your A is a 1. So let's see. Number 1, C, breakdown. Stop working can also mean to lose control. You can have a nervous breakdown or a mental breakdown where you kind of lose control. It's too much. You are overwhelmed. But in regards to machines, they stop working. I love face-to-face relationships. Aha. Okay. All right. Number 2. What do we got for number 2 for plug in? What can you tell me works best for number 2? So Alessio says B. Yelena says B. Lorena says B. Kaluna says B. All right. So 2, plug in. B, absolutely. Connect to electricity. You need to plug in your computer, plug in your laptop when it runs out of battery. All right. Number 3, set up. Which one works best for that? 1 is C, 2 is B, and 3. Okay, we have A's coming in. Okay, so 3 to set up is A, to prepare or install something. So you have to set up your computer when you buy a new one. Set up your phone. You need to start it and get it working. All right, number 4, figure out. What can you tell me? 1 was C, 2 was B, 3 is A, so 4 is D. Figure out, discover how something works. Yeah, I have not figured out technology. As you know, there's always some sort of a glitch. But we try our best around here. And all right, so for our last point today, as just something kind of fun, like as you see, I've kind of sort of stretched this lesson out. Many of you have not seen the movie or probably care to see the movie. So I'm trying to just like make things a little bit more fun around here. Could you remind me the difference between figure out and find out? Ooh, that's a good one. Figure out is when you solve something, and find out is more when you discover something. Figure it out. You figure out a problem, and you find out that someone is cheating on you. You solve something. But you know what, Alessio, I'm going to take a little screenshot of this because I feel that I'm going into Jennifer-ish land, and I would like to have a specific sort of answer here for that. And I will try to put that into my stories because that's a good one. Figure out, I'm saying you solve something. You figure out a crime and you find out who did it. You solve something. That's kind of where I'm going, but I don't know 100%. So before I tell you craziness, I will try to, or maybe I'll write it in the comments here. So you have to come back and take a look. Yes, I will figure it out and I will write it in the comments. I'll find out the information. And yeah, so find out, discover, figure out, to solve. That's what I'm saying, but we'll see if I'm right or if I'm crazy. So let's take a look at the banner, our last banner for the day. And just this is something fun because, like I said, I'm stretching out this lesson just so we have something to use to practice our English to enjoy this subject or this topic. So my last question to you today is, can you think of any cute but dangerous creatures? So I have a list of like 10 cute but dangerous creatures. And I will start with this one because I had no idea what this is, but it looks so cute. I want one. All right, hold on, let me find this. Not my deleted photos. And Alessio, thank you for your question. Thank you. Is it sunny and windy where you are? It is. It's sunny and it's windy. Do you see it back there? I'm on Ibiza right now, and it's been really kind of rainy. So yeah. I am on Tenerife here. Yes, I know. It's 23 and sunny right now. Have you had a lot of rain on Tenerife? We have had a lot of rain. All right, let me show you this creature that I fell in love with. Where is my little creature? I've done so much research in the past couple of days that I have somehow managed to lose my little baby. So let me take a look here and write in. So if you can think of any, we're on Ibiza right now. Just till the weekend. I mean, how can this be a dangerous creature? I ask you. Seriously, it is the cutest thing ever. Don't we all want this? Look at that. It's so cute. But if this thing bites you, it's venomous. So it bites you and you're dead. Or I don't know if you're dead, but you're in serious trouble if that guy bites you. And that thing is called a slow loris. I'd never seen it before. It's so sweet, small and cuddly looking, but its bite is venomous. So Lorena's saying a koala. Koala is not on my list. Okay, you don't. Yes. So slow moving koala looks cuddly, but can bite or scratch if threatened. Yes. So a chimpanzee, definitely, right? So many people, well, not so many people, but some people have this idea of having a chimpanzee. And I mean, they can go nuts. You don't want to have a chimpanzee. They're cute, but no, thank you. So porcupine, also on my list. Porcupine, hold on. I thought it was, but definitely should be on my list. Unless you figure out your mind is working to find out. Discover is to find issue to, yes, you discover something. Find out is to discover. Exactly. Thank you, Manuel. And I'm going to write this in the comments so it will stick in my head too. Thank you very much. Kangaroo. Okay, for me, kangaroos are not cute. I find kangaroos freak me out. They're so muscular. Like, ugh, I don't know. I never want to see a kangaroo. But I know a lot of people love kangaroos and find them precious. But for me, kangaroos is on my list of like disgusting. I don't know, that body that's all muscular. But also one that is tiny and cute, but carries a lot of diseases like salmonella is a hedgehog. I will find a photo of a hedgehog for us. So hedgehog, I didn't realize that they had a lot of diseases. We had a period of time on the island here where there were hedgehogs everywhere. And I totally would have picked one up if I could have. But that would have been a big mistake. A baby lion. Yeah, so a kangaroo is scary. I think kangaroos are really scary. I was figuring out that I would need to plug in and turn on the TV before it got started. Super. Thanks for the explanation. Yes, exactly. Thank you very much for the explanation. Monkeys of all kinds, a white mouse, pythons, cute. Okay, a rooster, cute. All right. Yes, you're right. It's cute, but people, so like this guy, this hedgehog carries a lot of diseases. So if you see him in your garden, you shouldn't really pick him up like this person is doing. Some toddlers, that's so funny. Yes, you're right. It's not cute, but people love them. All right, a fox. Yes, fox is on my list, definitely. Looks friendly and fluffy, but can be aggressive and carry rabies. A cat is cute and worse than a lion when it's furious. Okay. There is an idiom that says should raise the children in a different way rather than you were raised. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. I can't remember if is that an Egyptian idiom or an English one. Raccoons, right? They're so cute. Don't mess with them. Squirrels too, right, Lorena? Piglets. Are piglets dangerous though? Let's say they're not because they're so cute. Anything else that you can think of? Yeah, I thought that slow loris, that little sort of this guy is just the cutest thing. I just can't believe that it's venomous. It makes me sad because it was just too cute. Slow loris. I mean, how sweet is this thing? How can this guy be venomous? He's so cute. Let me find my picture that I love. I mean, how cute is that? How can he be venomous? I want one. A hippo. Oh yeah, hippos are super dangerous. Very dangerous. Wild animals in general, definitely. Okay, folks. So slowly but surely, we will say goodbye. Yuki and Chama can go to sleep. Good night, folks. A leopard can't change its spots. Oh, I love that idiom. That's a great one. That's a very good one. So some spiders. No, I don't like any spiders. I don't think any spiders are cute personally, but yeah, maybe that's just me. So next week, I'm really not quite sure what our topic is going to be. I think I might even change it. So I can't give you a little heads up. I will be back in Germany and back at home, and that will be good too. I just finished icing my cookies. Perfect timing, Yuki, perfect timing. So I hope you all have a lovely day. A Leon puppy. What kind of puppy is that? I have to Google that. A Leon puppy. A lion cub, maybe? I'm not sure what a Leon puppy is. A bear, a guanaco. I don't know what a guanaco is. Squirrel is dangerous. It flees, could bring the pest. Ooh, yeah. No, thank you. A lion cub. So lions are cubs. The babies are called cubs. There you go. Like I said, for those of you who did not hear, I have been monetized. I'm earning 10 cents a day. So I'm very happy. So every time you come, you watch, you participate, you like, you hype, you write something, you're adding traction to my account. It's really helping me. It's helping you and helping me. So we both win in this scenario. Good. Yuki, thank you for sending pictures, the picture of your cookies. I want to eat one. Adorable class. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm going to go and do something now, maybe on the island. We've had kind of off and on weather. We had wanted astrology. Yeah, it was supposed to be next week, actually. Astrology, I think, was the one for next week. But I might change that because I think that's kind of a better New Year's topic than now. You know, there's a lot of fun sort of Christmassy stuff. Say thank you, Kaluna. Thank you, Gracie. Thank you, Krishna. Didn't see you here. Awesome. Have a nice day. So thank you, Serena. An ostrich, also dangerous. Thank you very much, Lorena. I'm glad you enjoyed the lesson. Thank you, Alessio, for joining. Yeah, and he wants a cookie as well. So take care, folks. Thank you so much for making my dream come true of being monetized happen. I really appreciate it. So thank you very much and have a great day. And I will see you next week. Next week, we will also have a quiz and have the full on sort of week. This week, not so much because of the topic. It was a little strange. So Yuki, everybody wants your cookies. So have a wonderful day, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.